Congratulations. First of all, what was the experience like? I know everybody wants to know that. First of all, what was it like for you?
Honestly, it was incredible. I was kind of hoping to slap second because I think if you noticed in it, once I got hit, I really was like, oh, I am good at this. I can do this. It got me juiced up. It got me excited. I wasn't nervous about slapping somebody at all just because coming from the MMA world, boxing and bare knuckle boxing, I knew I could throw a strike, but it was just taking a slap and standing there and eating it that I was a little nervous about. And obviously, I did very well.
You know, I thought when you walked out, I thought of your fight against Rose Namajunas and all the punishment you took in that fight, and I knew you wouldn't quit. But the thing I wondered about, this girl fought Sheena, who I think was, cutting from 175 or something, and they fought at a bigger weight. Were you at all concerned going into the fight of the size difference between you? She looked very big relative to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I knew that I wasn't cutting weight for this. I walked in underweight. I really believe, and I will continue to fight at 135 for power slap. I do not think cutting weight for this is a good idea at all. I knew she would have size on me, especially she competed at 155, but it wasn't the size that concerned me. It was looking at her resume. I know that she's been actually training for, power slap or slap boxing for a very long time. So I knew that her technique would be correct, it would be accurate, and she would not foul me. So I just did not want to foul. Of course I did once, but it's a learning process. And I'm really excited she was my first opponent. It was somebody who has had a resume in power slap before. So now it's just on to the next.
You got dropped by Elle Brooke in your boxing match. How did her power compare to what you felt from Christine tonight?
Yeah, with my boxing match, of course, that was something I thought about too. But I got dropped because I cut 30 pounds in 2 weeks. And it was, taking a boxing match after having a 2-year layoff. Of course, Brooke hit Elle Brooke hit extremely hard. But I've been keeping my weight down for a reason because I do intend on having a rematch with her at the end of the year. And I won't be taking the fight on short notice this time. I'll have plenty of time to prepare.
And one of the things that hasn't been talked about, but it's been over 5 years since you had your arm raised and had a win. How did that feel tonight?
I have a lot of other victories in my life. This is just a hobby for me. I am so blessed. I have an amazing family, amazing husband. It felt good to come here and realize that I don't have to do this. I'm doing this because I want to. And, it's just a hobby. And I'm happy that I get to do this.
Obviously, Frank and Dana both said they think your presence is going to spur more women. Have any women contacted you about this and that you spoke to and that you think may give this a shot?
No women have contacted me with interest in power slap yet. They all think I'm absolutely insane for doing this. Maybe after they saw the way I competed, seeing somebody who was at the highest level in MMA be able to compete very well into this sport, maybe that will entice them to come over as well.
Paige, over here. What you just said kind of reminds me of your debut at BKFC. It seems like people thought you were crazy for that, and your name kind of put a spotlight on that promotion and kind of led to where it is now. Can you compare your experience in that to now debuting in this and just kind of the critics and everything?
Yeah, it felt absolutely the same. Going from the UFC to bare knuckle boxing, it felt the exact same as coming here to power slap. I think nobody expected it. BKFC still wasn't the powerhouse name that it is now. So I do think I sparked a lot of interest in people going over to BKFC, and I think I'll do the exact same thing here with power slap. You don't know until you know, and now I hope I let everybody know that I do belong here, and I want to do crazy things.
In terms of, you said you didn't think cutting weight for this was the smart. Was that just the dehydration in the brain and everything? Is that what you
Yeah, absolutely. I do not think that you should cut weight for this. The dehydration of the brain, I truly believe, I just had a controversial draw in boxing. And I cut a very, very large amount of weight in a short period of time just because I took the fight on relatively short notice. And it does affect your brain. And taking slaps and just eating them right there, you want to have your brain as hydrated as possible.
Moving forward, I think most MMA fighters, they like 2 to 3 fights a year. How often do you think you could do this a year and stay healthy?
This I could do much more often than any other sport because obviously, thank the Lord I didn't get hurt. I obviously have some, little bit of bruising from getting slapped to heal, but not having to cut weight takes a huge element out of that. I think it's hard for our bodies truly to bounce back from cutting weight more so than coming back from a fight.
Paige, just back here. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
I'm just curious, you mentioned the flinching foul and stuff, and obviously the natural instinct when someone's going to hit you is to flinch or move your head away. That's what you get trained to do in MMA and stuff. So how hard is it to kind of separate your conscious mind when you're in that match?
Yeah, at the end of it, obviously, I got the flinching foul, and I didn't feel my body do it at all. So I do think that it was just like a reaction, a natural reaction coming from my MMA career. I was so torn between, I had some controversial guidance coming into it, whether you should have your eyes closed before you take the slap so you don't flinch, or you should keep your eyes open so your body can prepare to take the impact. So it's just going to be playing with and learning what works well for my body. And yeah, it was my first time. So of course, I'm really happy that I only got the foul one time.
Yeah, and you were obviously super hyped in the post-fight interview or post-match interview. Do you feel like you're built for this? Like, do you want to be a champion? What are the goals and ambitions here?
Yeah, I told everybody, and everybody should know that I am tough as hell. I have gone from the UFC to bare knuckle boxing to power slap. I've been pro wrestling. I just want to compete, and I had an absolutely incredible time doing this. I think that they're going to want me back, absolutely. So I do see a future here. I just want to compete, and I want to live my life and have fun and show off how tough I am.
Are you trying to slap Dylan Dennis?
That was a really good question. You know what? He's got a fight offer on the table that he can have any day of the week, and we'll pay his fight purse, but I don't think he's going to take it.
Thank you.
Is that referring to Austin?
It is, yeah. The offer's there if he wants it.
Okay. I know you had a pair of custom Jordan 1s tonight for Power Slap. Can we get a look at those? I think it was Jordan Diab and Mark Nash designed them.
Oh my gosh, I am so happy. It was last minute. I kind of was like, shoot, I really didn't bring like badass Jordans for this. And they were like, they came together and they made the coolest pair of sneakers I have ever had. They say 12 gauge Paige VanZant. They have Power Slap on the back, and then inside of the tongue, it says like port for Paige VanZant. They're the coolest shoes ever.
Are you hoping that your Power Slap debut inspires other former UFC fighters to debut? And would that excite you even more to face someone like yourself who's a name that people know?
I absolutely believe that there is going to be more women coming to Power Slap now. I think it takes, and for me, I'm not the first. I was a fan of Jackie's. I watched her in the PFL and in Bellator. I watched her match up with Shayna, and she was part of the reason I was like, oh yeah, I could do that. I watched her, and she did absolutely incredible. Being a fan of hers, it helped me pave the way for me to come here. But I know for a fact there's going to be a lot more women coming over to Power Slap now after that, and I'm happy. I think that's absolutely incredible, and I truly believe any female that's successful in MMA or can box is going to do extremely well at this.
And I thought the Eminem walkout was good. When did you get the idea for that?
You know what? The Eminem walkout, I felt like it was perfectly suiting. It was Guess Who's Back, because it truly feels like I'm back, and it just feels like an honor to be with the UFC and be under their umbrella again.
Congrats.
Paige back here. You've done MMA, boxing, bare knuckle, and now slap. In addition to just the thrill of competing, is there something that stands out with slap that you feel like you're really suited for?
Yeah, it's the majority of my career. You can look back in almost every single one of my fights, and they've been exciting, and they've been wars, and they've been really, really tough. And I have shown my heart in every single fight that I've had. And Power Slap is the perfect way to show your toughness and your heart. To be able to stand there in front of somebody and just let them hit you in the face, there is not a lot of people that are capable of that.
You've had a number of opponents across multiple organizations that you've competed in. Is there anyone that you really want to come to slap so that you can slap them?
No, I've never been somebody to call people out. Again, I'm doing this because I choose to and because I love to. I know there's going to be plenty of girls to come over to Power Slap, and they'll tell me who I'm going to compete against next.
Paige, just one question. I just wanted your opinion on how, the structure of the corners, because they have another slapper there, but I don't think there's like too much really game planning. So would you prefer if it was someone like Austin who can kind of give you that emotional connection?
No, actually, I was so happy that he got to sit in the audience and just enjoy this moment. I loved my corner. He was incredible. It was somebody who has had experience in this, so I truly trusted him. I was able to ask him, like, hey, I'm fine. I just took a slap. Should I go slap her right now? Because she's, I want to give her the least amount of time possible. And he was able to really talk me through exactly what to do. I trusted him. I felt comfortable. I was really happy with it. I couldn't complain, and I think I would want the same coach in my corner for the next one. Thank you, guys.